The town.
This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. A weekly recap of your Philadelphia Flyers from blue line to blue line. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by Han & Stone Spa, Pat Dion Beverages, The Capitol Grill, Chickies and Pete's, Payroll Service Solutions, and Independence Blue Cross. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Now, here are your hosts, former Flyers goaltending great Bernie Parent and Paul Jolovitz.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. It's bustling tonight. Flyers playing, the Sixers playing, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on the Blue Route outside. Vice Presidential motorcade. The three of us all got stuck in traffic. A lot of people got stuck. Rush hour on a busy Philadelphia day. This is another episode of On the Ice. Yes?
You know, Paul.
Wait, we got to introduce you first.
No.
Okay.
One of my favorite defensemen, Doug Crossman.
You just introduced our guest.
Yeah.
What am I going to do now?
Well, take a half hour off.
All right,
Yeah.
I will. This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. You just heard Monsieur Bernie Parent, the GOAT, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, goaltenders in the history of hockey. Our guest today is a great Flyer. We love him. Brad Marsh's defense partner back in the 80s. Lives in Atlantic City now. Does this show every year. We enjoy him. A lot of stories to tell, a lot of hockey wisdom. Mr. Doug Crossman, how are you, buddy?
Oh, it's great, Paul. Great to be here again as Bernie's sidekick and yours. It's all good.
As a matter of fact, Paul, he looks like a movie star.
He does.
He looks great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug's the star of the new movie Blue Line.
Thanks for making me feel good, but I don't agree with you. Bernie's always great at the compliments, but...
Did you ever star in a movie, Doug?
It must have been a horror movie.
A horror movie? That's my thing. Guys, a horror movie, that's a good lead-in, Doug, 'cause a lot of people consider the Flyers' start to their season a horror movie. They won their first game on the West Coast against Vancouver. They've won nothing since. Lost 5, scored 13 goals in the process. 5-on-5, not playing well, taking too many penalties, trying to be too cute, not physical on the puck. Guys getting moved around lines. Sean Couturier, Tyson Forster scratched. Bernie, what's going on early in the season with John Tortorella's boys?
Well, you know, this is, they have a much better team than I've been watching lately.
We hope.
And it's just the game is wide open, you know, and you know, they have a good team. You know, they'll get it back together, and they'll be all right, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, they're a young team. They have some really good veterans. You got two 18-year-olds out there, and you know, there's a lot of. It is tough when you start off this long. It makes the last half of the season very difficult. You know, let's get back up to 500 and start. The longer they play together, I think they'll dig themselves out of it.
Well, last year they started hot. They were hot first 60 games. Last 20 games they win and was slide. This is a lot reminiscent of the Eagles, guys. The Eagles were 10-1 last year. Finished slow. Started this year slow. Hopefully on their way back out of it now. Do you think this slow start, Doug, is a continuation of whatever happened at the end last year that knocked them out of the playoffs? Something completely different? Coincidence, not coincidence for John Tortorella's boys? What is it?
I think it's just a coincidence. This is a whole new team. You know, when you have new players like that and high-profile young players, it takes a while, and they're new to this. Jumping in from 18 years old, two players that they're trying to see if they can, play this year. And it's tough, and they're first-round picks, so they're definitely showing a build. They want to build, they want to give them opportunities, but it's a tightrope, you know, at the moment.
Bernie, let's dissect this one. We'll go ahead. You got something?
No, and you know, Doug, you're right, and you know what's going on. What's going on now is, like you said, you know, they have a young team. And they have a good team, but it's a young team. And you win, you know, you don't win as individuals, you win as a team. And once you get that motion going as a team instead of individual, it really makes a big difference.
I hate to say this, Bernie, because I know you love the Flyers. I love the Flyers. Doug loves the Flyers. we all think this. How do you know it's a good team? I mean, they were a pretty good team last year. They got a lot of good young players, but were you ever on a team where you had a lot of good players but weren't a good team? Or you didn't have very many good players but you were a good team?
Well, I was on the team. We had a good goalie, you know.
Who played goal?
Bobby Taylor.
Doug said to me there we are.
Yeah.
Doug said to me before the show, he said the teams he played on, the only thing they were missing was Bernie, what's his last name, Doug? Parent? I mean, do you ever play on a team without good players that were good, or teams that didn't play to their talent level, Bernie?
Oh, yeah. Yes, you know, but I was fortunate throughout my career. I ended up with some, you know, pretty good team when I played for Boston.
Not bad.
You know, Toronto and all those guys. But here in Philly, you know what we have too in Philly, which is great. We have a great crowd to support you. You know, during the game, and to support you when things are rough, like it is right now. And but you know what? When you have a good team, and like I said this earlier, it's important for the boys to realize you win as a team, not individual. Once you come out as a team, you have a lot more power, right?
Yeah, that's for sure, right?
Yeah.
I've just noticing the game's changed quite a bit since Bernie and myself played, you know, with the new rules and everything, and it's.
What's the biggest one, Doug?
The
Speed?
Well, the biggest one that I see is the system. The system of it is they're stuck in a rigid system of traps and standing back, and it takes away where you have to always. The name of the game is you got to get the puck. So you got two sticks of dynamite. They both want the puck. That chemical reaction, I guess the best way for me to say it is hockey. So if you're backing off, you got to always constantly get that puck and get control of it. It's always puck control. And I grew up watching Bobby Orr. He had the puck the whole game, Bernie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you didn't like to see him coming down with that shot too much.
Well, I did. You know, I would catch it and tell him, try again.
Is that more physical, Doug?
Well, I think I was talking to Bobby there a few years back, and he said the opposite. Hey, but that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that more a physical thing? Is it more a 1-2 thing? Is it more a speed thing? What's the big deal with that?
Well, it's just you have to want the puck, and you don't. And when you get the puck, you have to hold on and make plays, and form triangles. And if they happen to get the puck from you, you have to immediately go get it. I'm not a big fan of the backing off. And
Got a big fan to your left, Doug.
Yeah.
A little 4 or 5-year-olds saying.
Oh, right. There you go.
Little Peanuts recognize you a lot. You think he recognized you from your hockey days?
Not a chance.
Bernie, this team has trouble 5-on-5. I mean, it's early. I don't really take stock of a team maybe till 15 games. Team can be really good, really bad, turn it around, have injuries, be late in the system. Tortorella came in this year knowing he had Michkov, knowing he had Luchenko. First Luchenko, guys, I think it's pretty well given now. He's going back to juniors after 9 games.
Yeah, I think I go back again, keep going back to what I said earlier. Team effort, communication. And sometimes it takes a while. You have new players and the whole bit. It takes a while to react to a situation. When it's time to move on, when it's time to back off, to protect your defenseman or your goalie or whatever. And that, because the game is fast. It's a fast game, and the quicker you react. And you react as a team, the better you're going to perform.
And Luchenko, Doug, is fast. You were at the opening game, 18 years old. You don't want a kid like that to have to endure failure at this level. That's the problem with any first-round draft pick. He's very fast, as Bernie said, but it's about physicality on the puck, 1-2. He can play 9 games here and then go back to junior. He has to go back the rest of the year if he does. I don't really see any way. He's not playing back-to-back games. I don't see any way he stays. Give him the year in junior. Let him rock, let him play a lot, not be part of rebuild whatever, and then come in next year a little more ready. Do you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. He's got a great future ahead of him. If you look at the history of the young players like that, it's generally a generational, and yet you're the number one pick. And even then, they're watching because your body's not ready in a lot of ways at 18. And every 18-year-old that came out that was a generational player like McDavid, they ended up getting hurt the first year with playing in that physicality, but he muscled through, stayed. And then if you look at two young players come to my generation was Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier.
Who?
I think, was his name Wayne?
Maybe
Mr. Hockey. Was Mr.
Those
Hockey?
two guys were ready.
Yeah.
They were 18. They were ready. Gretzky played WHA.
Yeah, they played into it. They
He
had
could have come out of the womb and played, couldn't he?
That's like a century type of player, and he had a training ground with Indianapolis when he was 17 in the WHA.
How old were you, Bernie, when you played your first game in the NHL?
How old?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Jesus was alive.
Was he?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I was 20.
Was that too
With
young?
the Bruins.
I
came up, all right? They had Jerry Cheevers and Ed Johnson.
Yep.
And they sent me to the minors because that's when I turned pro. And the two guys got hurt at the same time.
But you were drafted at 20 then, not 18, right?
Whatever, yeah. I
So
don't
long
remember. But so anyway, so they called me up, and my first game was against Chicago, in Chicago,
right.
Okay, for the Bruins.
Chicago Stadium.
Yeah,
Pipe organ.
Big time.
And you remember Bobby Hall, right? And he came down there one time, and across the blue line, and between the blue line and the goal, he wound up, right? And I'm looking at him, he looks at me. I put my hands in front of my face, and I said, please, Lord, let him score. He shoot 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, no helmets.
Luchako's good. He didn't quite have that Bobby Hall slap shot, Doug, does he?
Well, not yet, no.
Not yet.
But the sticks, I don't know, Bernie can tell you, he probably notices that, like, with the revolutionary sticks, like Bobby used a heavy, like those were all wood, probably got
Nobody
soggy
uses a
and
wood
wet.
stick anymore. It's
No.
all graphite, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of, it comes off I think Ernie comes off quicker, doesn't it, off that stick?
Oh yeah. I'm happy my career is over with them. That's for sure.
Well, Bert, let's get to the goalie situation. We're going to talk about Michkov. We'll do that after the break. Obviously, you can't stay on this forever, but Carter Hart is gone. Sam Ersson does have to be ready to play a full slate. They've had trouble scoring. Defense really hadn't been their problem. The two shorthanded goals last night on breakaways, that's not really Sam Ersson's fault. But Fedotov, who's starting tonight, has gotten off to a really slow start. Came over from Russia, big kid, new country. It's hard to be instant coffee and go in, but what's the hardest part of learning new players? This kid, a lot of people say if he doesn't play well, Kolosov could come up from Lehigh Valley really quickly. What's the quick thing to getting a quick start and staying? You said you went to the minors. How did you stay when you got up, other than being one of the greatest goalies of all time?
The communication.
But I can communicate, but I can't play goalie.
No, but I understand that. But but good communication with your defense. Okay, how you play a right-hand shot versus a left-hand shot, so I could position myself properly. It's very important. And if it's a right-hand shot, you have the defenseman. I always said, have the defenseman play the man. Don't play the puck. Play the man, but pay attention to the puck too. So more likely, the shot will go my glove side. If it's a left-hand shot, it will go my stick side. Communication like this is very important. Now, I don't know if they have the ability to communicate
He's
this.
Russian. I don't know if he speaks English.
Well, that's it. It becomes very difficult.
Well, you have to find a way. The language can't be everything. You have to.
No, I understand, but it's difficult for the defenseman too to understand where he's going to be, how I should play a player and stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
But once you understand each other,
Yeah, and
that's when you succeed.
Doug, do you ever have a goalie that literally was a different language? Obviously, no matter what language, you got a system where you can communicate on the ice with anybody from anywhere. But did you have anybody, a player, partner, forward, goalie, where you really had trouble communicating? And did that hurt you if you did?
Off the top of my head, no. Cookie Dvorak was probably he's quiet, but he understood. And you don't. Miroslav Cookie, his nickname was Cookie.
Dvorak. Dvorak.
Sorry,
okay.
yeah. And but he knew what was going on. You don't have to have long sentences, and then you play off each other. But it's definitely there's a lot of communication with even just watching your line mate. And if your line mates are changed all the time, you can't even, it's harder to read that, so you can't react too. There's like movement reactions, language too. All
right, we're going to take a quick break now. Flyers in Washington tonight. Last night they got deposited at home. They scored 1 goal in 2 games at home. John Tortorella having trouble getting the system. We're going to talk to Doug about John Tortorella when we come back. He had a coach named Mike Keenan, somewhat along the same lines, a little bit of a shelf life. I don't think it's quite that with John Tortorella, but we'll see how long and we think it'll take the Flyers to dig in. Bernard Marcel Parent is always here. He is the GOAT. I'm Paul Jolovitz. This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross, live from the beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. Come on down, say hi to Doug Crossman. We're back right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles. We're teaming up with Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown for a new wing flavor this football season. A.J. Brown's Sweet Heat Wings. We combine the sweet and spicy flavors A.J. loves, plus a portion of the proceeds benefit the A.J. Brown Foundation and its focus on empowering underprivileged youth. At participating locations for a limited time, the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pantheon Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at pantheonbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Parent.
All righty, you're listening to On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross, live from Chickies and Pete's right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, and seen live on YouTube at WBCB Sports. Time now, guys, for the Independence Blue Cross Live Fearless Player of the Week. You haven't done this too many times. No one this week. It's the fans. The fans have endured a 5-game losing streak. God bless the fans. 2 home games. Not much to show for it. We know things will get better soon. Remember to choose Independence Blue Cross today and begin to live fearless. Guys, they obviously gotten off to a slow start. The 2 home games, fans have really expected a lot from a young, energetic team and not gotten much. How disappointing is that to you guys to play that poorly at home? Bernie, you first.
Well, I keep repeating myself, but you said the magic words. It's a young team, and it takes time to gel together. You can't win with one individual doing all kinds of things, which is nice, but you have to work. It has to come, to be as a team, and then you have a good chance to succeed.
Doug, you ever play at home when you get booed out of the place like the Flyers almost did last night?
Oh, yeah. The boos were definitely part of the spectrum.
Because the fans are the greatest fans in the world, but they're going to tell you when you're not good.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Put the mic up a little bit more.
Sorry. This is Mike right again.
There we are. You're a hockey player, right?
Exactly.
There we are.
No, the spectrum, you can hear it a lot more, a smaller building, and it definitely got you motivated. I remember the one time, I think one of the boos was, it was actually a good solid team boo. One of the big ones, we were actually, I think we had 106 or 7 points. We're already in the playoffs and everything.
Wow.
But the last game we lost, I think we might have lost the President's Trophy or something
You never want to win the President's Trophy.
Or something, or goals against goals when we lost it the last game, and they were booing us in the third period. So, you can't keep you got to keep your focus for when you're playing in Philly, for sure.
Bernie, you played a lot for a lot of great fans, won a couple of cups. How important are the fans? How much do they push the team, and how are Philadelphia fans compared to fans around the NHL that you've seen?
Well, I love Philly. I mean, really enjoy everywhere, like in Boston when I played in Toronto, but in Philly, which was just incredible. And when you have, I think people in Philly anyway, they understand that when you have 18,000 people cheering and getting behind your team, you know what? That creates a lot of power, and you know that you're not by yourself on the ice. You have the players who cheers the same way, and you have 18,000 people that way. It really, well, to me, this is where success is all about. It's not one person. I mean, it could be, but most of the time it's the crowd and the coaches and the whole team, the 18, 20 players or whatever it takes.
I remember, Doug, I was playing a Little League baseball game one time, and we were ahead 6-0, and I was leading off.
Excuse me a second. Yeah. That's when Jesus was alive. It's a long time.
Maybe, but we were leading 6-0, and my mom and dad were there, and I remember the pressure was really getting up there, and I singled to the left, and they both clapped, and that was, I'll never forget the chills that went down my spine. Did you ever have anything like that happen to you?
Oh, for sure. Like Bernie said, it's an energy.
Yeah,
and when you,
it really is.
J.J. Daniels' goal, like you could feel that energy.
The roof almost blew off.
Yeah, and I said before, I started in Chicago, and I didn't know why it was so loud. Then you found out 30 years later they built the organ right into the cement around the rink, and I said that's the only thing Chicago had over the Spectrum, and it wasn't fair. The Spectrum, if they had a organ around halfway in the cement, they would have been number one by far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just amazing what the fans give them. If they play well, the fans will be behind them. One guy the fans are coming to see is, of course, 39, Matvei Michkov, who got a couple goals out on the West Coast, got an assist at home on the goal last night, and he's playing pretty good, but obviously he's got to kick it up a notch. They got to kick it up around him. He's got to get used to them. He battles on the puck. He blocks shots. He's 19 years old. How long do you think it'll take before he finds a little bit of a rhythm? Obviously, he's the big attraction now. The adrenaline's there. When does that adrenaline calm down and just hockey settles in, Doug?
Well, it's just watching him. He's got all the individual talents you could have. It's there, and it takes a little experience, time to bring it out. But I'd like to see him with a solid line. He knows who his two wingers are all the time, and not even to mention two defensemen. If you throw a fivesome, that helps settle things down in your nucleus, and those two lines are solid no matter if you win or lose. Over time, they're going to get better, the chemistry. He's going to feel more comfortable, but I haven't watched it enough to see if there's any line changes for him and all that, so I'd like to see a units of 5 for him.
Well, Torres will get in and out.
Excuse me, and it's a great point, and it takes time to build that up, but once you have the puck, or you're going to go get the loose puck or whatever, knowing where your teammates are.
Exactly.
You know it makes you react faster.
Exactly.
And make better plays.
Yeah.
You know?
Michkov is playing tonight, guys. Interesting stuff. Bernie, I know you love Jacques Plante. You played. You're from Toronto, and he in Montreal rather, and he influenced you on the way up a lot. Ovechkin, who's 40 goals away from Gretzky, guys, influenced Michkov. He was his idol growing up in Russia. He's playing against him tonight. Played against him last night. Did you ever play against an idol, Doug, coming up as a young kid?
Oh, sure.
Bobby Orr?
Bobby Orr, no, I missed him. I probably could have caught him maybe, but his knee
he
had to
ended,
retire.
76?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what year did you start?
I started like 79, like 80,
Okay.
but he could have. I think he was 28, wasn't he, or 30 when he had to hang him up. Superstar. Well, you see, when we were kids, 12 years difference. He was born in 48 and 60. You're going to notice all the players. He's like Elvis of hockey. He changed the DNA and everything. So we're all watching him. And he's his offspring are Paul Coffey, Ray Bohr, Doug Wilson, on and on. Craig Hartsburg, like watching him send in all these talented defensemen. Almost, I guess, like Elvis, you started up all the different type of music.
So you played against some of these guys. Were you in all of them on the ice?
Well, LaFleur, was the first guy. My first exhibition game, I'm going, he's coming down, and that's a guy who can shoot the puck. I mean, my Lord, and he's gonna make you look. Those guys make you look bad when you could really be playing a good defensive position, and he still puts it in the net, and then you're there looking because he had that type of ability, shot, that gift, So that was my first experience of a superstar coming down.
Bernie, you go ahead.
Yeah, my first experience was, again, I'm talking about Bobby Hull, right?
Yep.
And when he came down with one up, I catch the puck and say, "Hey, you want to try again?"
Yeah.
110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It just happened.
He a
My
trash
glove
talker?
was at the right time, at the right place at
He
the
shot
right
in your
time.
glove.
Yeah.
Was he a trash talker? Did he say a lot on the ice?
Oh no, it was funny. He was a funny guy. I remember he came down one time, again, across the blue line about 20 feet in front of me, right, and took a slap shot. He hit the glass behind me, and Glenn Hull had to make the save at the other end. That's how fast the puck came around, Just a great individual. But at the end, it's like anything else, like Doug was saying, you play as a team, and even if you play like Bobby Orr, I have to share this story with you that, I'll never forget. The first Stanley Cup we won 1-0 against Boston. Okay?
Right.
And there's 10 seconds to go in the game. We're leading 1-0.
Yeah.
We win the game, we win
At
the
the
Stanley
Spectrum.
Cup. At the Spectrum.
Yep.
So we win the game, we win the Stanley Cup, right? So 10 seconds to go. The referee drops the puck, the linesman drops the puck. The puck goes to Bobby Orr, but at the same time, I'm watching the clock. You think about this.
Yeah.
And he shot the puck all the way down. And I heard, bang! I said, what the heck is this? He missed the net by about 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
And,
Length of the ice?
He could have scored.
Yeah.
Think about
Got
this.
to be ready. Who was the biggest, just for fun, Doug?
Yeah.
You played a long time. You played with Brad.
Right, yeah.
You had defensive pairings. Was Brad much of a trash talker on the ice? He's quiet here, but some guys have a different personality on and off the ice. You're quiet too, but were you guys boisterous on the ice?
No, we weren't. Brad was. His boisterous was he was. He was a cheerleader for the team, our team, even on the ice. So he spent his, if you want to call it chirping, which wasn't a lot, was basically us, our 5 guys in goalie. Let's
Get
go,
going,
guys.
boys.
Yeah, more Latin. Not too much. He might have had a few words if he's lined up against somebody, but it was quieter. But he was more like, leading that way with building us up.
When you get together with your buddies at hockey, whatever, golf tournaments, dinners, guys you played with, played against, who is a guy that you always have swapped great stories with? Either they're a great trash talker, or you just had a lot of great battles with them. Is there anybody that played on another team that comes to mind?
Well, there was, Chris Nyland was pretty colorful out there for sure. I remember him. And
Played with Bernie too.
Yeah.
Played with Chris Nyland, right?
Say this
You
again.
played with Chris Nyland, 30 on the Bruins, big guy.
30. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was he like?
He, I think he was about 5'10", 180 pounds. Yeah, it was good.
He was a fighter, though. He was heavyweight.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And the trash talking too. A lot of it was with the fighters. The heavyweights on the team. They had to, do anything. I guess just almost like a prize fight, right? Before they're always saying stuff. So, they had their language out there. The heavyweights on our team that knew they had to fight the other heavyweight or something.
You weren't on a team that ever fought, though. Bernie, I know Bernie's team never fought.
My God, you know what? When you look, Doug, too, if you have a tough team, just not hitting, but as far as good fighters, good tough players, that has something to do to the other team.
Sure.
As far as how you're going to position, how you're going to move across the blue line, and stuff like this, it plays a big part.
I just like to be on the ice sometime when somebody comes down and goes, "Taisez-vous," trash talks in French, and you're standing there like, what? It stops you with a puck. You got this multiple NHL culture and language on the ice. Always fun. We're here with Doug Crossman, Monsieur Bernie Parent, the GOAT. This is the Independence Blue Cross on the ice from Chickies and Pete's in beautiful Drexel Hill. Million TVs, a lot of atmosphere. A couple games tonight. We'll continue. We're here till 7. Stay with us, folks, right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's, the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles, celebrating football season with special new menu items. The Kelsey Combo, created by number 62 himself, a handcrafted barbecue burger, world-famous crab fries, and an ice-cold garage beer. Our incredible jumbo soft pretzel, Chickie style, with a heaping skillet of our own in-house crab dip, and our delectable sweet heat wings, where a portion of the proceeds go to the A.J. Brown Foundation. Participating locations for a limited time. Chickies and Pete's.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Parent.
All righty, back from Chickies and Pete's in beautiful Drexel Hill. People chatting with Doug. chatting with Bernie, signing stuff, getting ready for Flyers and the Caps. Sixers also play tonight. Guys, we don't talk too much about the Sixers, but let me promo before we talk about that. Mine and Paul Jolovitz show, the Monday Night Kickoff, next Monday night from beautiful Great American Pub in Conshohocken. We'll have Gary Cobb as our guest. Chickens and Pete's in Malvern. Next Wednesday on the ice, we will have Joe Watson. And Joe Watson's an old-timer, guys. He played with Bernie. Doug, you said you were 19 years short of his 83 and hanging your skates up.
Yeah.
Tonight, guys, Joel Embiid's not playing for the Sixers. Now, ordinarily, why would that matter in a hockey show? Load management. Getting him ready for the playoffs, the injuries, the knee, whether it's an injury or condition. Doug, how would the fans have reacted? Or Bernie, you go first. If Bobby Clark or Bernie Parent didn't play in the first game because of some injury, how would the fans have reacted?
I think there would have been nobody in the building.
I mean, not a terrible injury, just load management. Nobody?
Yeah, nobody
at all.
in the building.
Zero. Tonight's attendance?
No,
Zero.
You know what? The fans, well, you know what? You react to a certain point, but at the same time, you know, they know the team we had, you know, and you know, the two goalies that you have, and I believe the people would respect the situation and really get loud and back up the team because of the situation would call for.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What would that be, though, Doug? If fans come to see stars, and obviously if someone's hurt, they can't play, but if it's a calculated try to get the guy to the playoffs, meanwhile the fans are paying major league prices all season, how hard is that for the fans? And do you mind, you never had to do this, obviously, but how would you mind it as a team if your best player didn't play every 3 or 4 games?
I just, honestly, I can't believe it, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm, too old, but it's unbelievable because the journey to winning the cup at the end is all the plus and minuses you down and who you know, what happens to your team. When you do that, it takes that out of it. And there's also swan song stories that happen. Let's say your star gets hurt. I'll give you tons of examples. Is Magic Johnson played center, and won. Remember, he won, and he had to move up for center.
That's because Kareem couldn't play. That wasn't load management.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And some star will rise. I remember Claude Lemieux was a rookie in Montreal, and he came in and he was just unbelievable. He got his chance through injury. And
in the playoffs, he was amazing.
There's so many stories like that, and then when you're working around that, it just, to me, the story is not what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to fight through all the ups and downs, and then it really means a lot at that when you finally win it.
Go ahead, sir.
You know what, Doug, the one thing I want to share a little bit today, which is criticism, but I believe it's good criticism. Number one is 3 things, okay? Number one, you look at the goals.
Wait, number one is 3 things?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm French.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So number one is the equipment the goalies have to wear today.
Right.
You know, it's incredible. Thank God I played when I played. Yeah. You know, the pads are so stiff that they can't move their feet, so they got to drop to their knees. Yeah. Now, having said that, you don't see too many goalies challenging the shooter anymore, right, because they can't move. Right. So they drop to their knees, you know, spread out, right, so they, in case there's a shot on the ice, because they can move their feet, and they can challenge the shooter because they drop to their knees. Right. You know? Right. Number 2, I don't agree with, is we're talking about this earlier. A defenseman can touch anybody in front of the net. Yeah. Which, you know what, I don't understand that rule either. You know, and number 3 is you know, when you go across the red line, they shoot the puck in all the time and chase it. You know, the old days we used to make plays at the blue line. Right. Now they shoot it in and they chase it. And I'm looking at those 3 things, and I don't like it.
No. Are they trying to make too many good plays this year? A lot of people didn't just dump and chase, let Michkov go get it. And a lot of people think they're trying to play too pretty. Just play simple.
Well, there's always a history to what's happening, but the game is not giving the puck to the other team and burning. You fight hard enough to get it.
That
you
makes
hang on
sense,
to it.
doesn't it?
Well, you look at what I heard. Don't quote me, but the dump and chase was actually the production line with Gordie Howe, Abel, and Gordie. It was actually a pass because Gordie was so powerful. They'd shoot it, and then he picked up the puck around the other way, and then over the next 30 or 40 years, it became a design of the whole team's the way they play for the 60 minutes, which makes no sense to me at all.
Well, things change, and you mentioned the Hows. Guys, last night, we're kind of varying into other sports tonight, but last night LeBron James and his son Bronny played together for the Lakers. We saw the Griffies there, Ken and Ken Jr. You just mentioned Gordy, Mark, and Marty play with the Whalers. How cool is that? I mean, we've seen it 3 or 4 times in sports. How cool is it, Bernie, when a father and son can play on the same team at the same time in a professional sport?
Well, you know how important that is? Like I said earlier when we got started, togetherness,
right?
A family approach. And the only way you're going to succeed in sports, whether it's hockey, whatever, and anything else, it's team effort. You work together, you protect each other, you help each other. And once you do this, you have this mentality. It's not just me shooting, getting a goal. It's you do this as a team.
But if your son was a defenseman,
then it's easier to succeed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But if in front of you, Bernie, your son was a defenseman and he made a mistake, would that be a little different than if Doug or Brad or Mark Howe made a mistake? Family is tough, and then when you put them on the...
No, it wouldn't be an issue, Only if Doug would make that mistake would become an issue. Yeah.
I can't recall it. I don't think I was the only player in human history who never made a mistake, right?
Never? Speaking of mistake, it's not time for the Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. This week, guys, Flyers' lack of production is our stat. 11 goals in the last 5 games, all losses. Got to get better. Simple as that. That was your Flyers Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Payroll Service Solutions, catering to the small and medium-sized business. Tailor all of your payroll needs. Call them once again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. And stats, guys, we have analytics now out the wazoo. You're in your zone 49%. Guys are playing 38% this, 27%. I mean, you get crazed by stats. I love analytics, guys. I love math. I think we're going too far. Sometimes a guy will roof a shot. It's not because his team spent 62% of the time in the zone. It's because he made a great shot. Are we overdoing this a little bit, Bernie? The analytics?
Of course. They, you know what? It's I keep repeating myself all the time, but it's the bottom line to succeed, prepare yourself, communicate in the dressing room with nobody around, just the team, and communicate, how you're going to play different situation, and then talk to your defenseman and how this is how I would like to play. How would you like me to perform in that situation? And then you understand each other. Okay. So what's happening, because it's a fast game, it happens, they're skating, it's a fast game, but at the same time, I understand what the defense will do, and he will understand what I'm doing in that situation, and it helps to make the save or save a goal. Yeah.
All right, Doug, we're talking about playing simple. Obviously, you don't want to be a moron and ignore analytics, ignore math. I'm not stating that by any way, but if somebody told you before you went on the ice with Brad that you're passing at 29% of the time, 5-on-5, and in games in which you're one behind, you're carrying the puck, and you're like, stop it, just tell me to play well, let me go out and do my thing. Would you rather be drowned by analytics, play free form, a combination of both?
All I can tell you without question is you better not get a bonus attached to all these stats, man, because they'll come off the ice because they're at 28.5% or something. But it was hard enough to me to see bonuses structured over plus and minus. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you imagine about 1,000 bonuses going on with those stats.
I don't think there is any Flyer plus minus after 6 games. That's a big stat in the NHL.
The only stats that matter is wins and losses and how many cups you get, right?
All right, so what's the key to getting a win tonight in Washington, Bernie?
Well, I have to ask my buddy here a question. Okay?
Yep.
How would you feel if this guy was your partner on the ice on defense?
I'd be as long as you're the goalie. You know, that's all I'd say. As long as you're the goalie.
As long as Mr. Prost.
Tough question.
Exactly right.
That'd be a problem.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I'd be nervous. I'd be going.
The analytics would say we're going to would lose. The common sense would say we're going to lose. The simplicity would say we're going to lose. That's such as life.
All I can tell you is I think Paul would bring it to the table as from the PA Philly area, man. I'm sure the effort would be right
from
there.
From DC, actually.
Exactly.
Yep. We come back, we'll talk about John Tortorella, talk to Doug about Mike Keenan, talk to Bernard Marcel. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's talk about this man, too. You know, you had a great career as a heck of a player.
You did.
Yep.
We'll talk about Doug and Owen Tippett, who's having trouble this year, and what's it like to get off to a slow start. All that from the beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. We'll take a break, come back, final segment with Bernie and our great guest Doug right after this. Stay with us.
Awesome.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles. Our new menu includes our boneless wing special every Monday. Buy a single order of our mouth-watering boneless wings and get a snack order of boneless wings free. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, it's buy one, get one free snows. Buy any number of delectable snow crab legs and get the same amount free. Plus the Kelsey combo, tasty buffalo fried shrimp, seafood pasta in our famous Sicilian or red sauce. Participating locations for a limited time. Chickies and Pete's.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Parent.
All righty, back in Chickies and Pete's, where Bernie's wife Jeannie has about 1 million pucks. Maybe shooting them on Bernie, her husband. Maybe he did something wrong, Bernie. You never know. But we love Jeannie coming here every week with you. We love Doug Crossman, our guest. Final segment here, guys. We got to rock and roll. Doug Crossman, you had a nice career, long career with the Flyers and several other NHL teams. You were an all-star. What was the highlight of your pro career?
Well, there's always, it's like Bernie said, it's always a team thing. The highlight is, that J.J. Daniel goal was big, and going to 7 games twice.
Yep. In the finals.
You feel the energy and the motion. It's dejecting, but like I said, the last one in '87, at least we did something unusual, and Ron Hextall won the Conn Smythe, which is very unusual on the losing team. So, the Canada Cup was great, too, and I watched Wayne Gretzky to Maryland Lemieux goal back in '87.
Hamilton, Cops Coliseum, Hamilton, Ontario. Didn't Todd get an assist on that goal?
I think he did. I mean, he had a great series, Rick, and just to watch that goal, like, it's historic. Like Bobby Orr through the air back in.
All right, here's a quiz for you, Mr. Parent. You were the Conn Smythe Trophy winner twice, the most valuable player.
It should have been 5.
Could have been
But
5.
that's all right. Yeah.
And
Just kidding, folks.
Well, Ron Hextall was the MVP in 1987 when the Flyers lost to the Oilers. Only happened once since then that a losing player was the MVP, the Conn Smythe Trophy, on a losing team. It happened last year. Who was it?
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
No. The last year.
Last year. Edmonton Oilers, 97, blonde, best player in the world. First name Connor. Those are the only hints I'm going to give you.
O'Connor.
Yeah. Connor O'Connor.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think of McDavid, Brad? I mean, Doug.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
You and your partner, you're like, I'm so
We do. I get called that. I grew up 3 miles from Brad.
Did you really?
3 miles away.
3 miles, and you guys wound up playing a lot of your pro career together.
Couldn't believe it. I never played in minor hockey with him. He had 2 years on me, but that's kind of, it's funny how we ended up together, like 20 years later on the same team.
What was it like playing against those Oiler teams with Gretzky and Messier, and it obviously just never stopped Curry and Anderson and blah, blah, blah?
One of the best teams in history, and Bernie talks about it a lot, is the chemistry and sticking together. They did, and what they had the advantage on a lot of the league over those dynasty years was, what Bernie said is also there's puck speed. It's not just foot speed. If you line up every player in the league or team, everybody has fast guys. But it's when the chemistry, where you know the guys there, they knew where everybody was without looking, and that's puck speed is so fast. And Bernie talks about all the time communication and knowing somebody's there. When Bernie comes out to get the puck, he knows the guy's there without looking. To get it to get around, he knows he's there, and that saves so much time.
All right, Bernie. Honesty question here. You're going to roll your eyes at this one. That's all right. We're good friends. Last night, Sam Ersson stood in the net. First period, the Caps get 2, not 1, but 2 shorthanded breakaways.
Yeah.
You're thinking, we're going to score on this. Not only do you not score, they wind up coming at you one-on-one. When they're coming at you one-on-one, are you thinking, what the bleep is going on? What's it like on a shorthanded breakaway, you having to save it, you don't have time to think? What's that like?
Well, in my case, it was always the same. God, I need your help. Again, it's very important as an individual, as a goalie, not for me to make the save, okay? But to make him miss or hit me because I'm in the right place and doing the right thing at the right time.
Like the shootout, yeah.
So instead of focusing on him, I focus on what I'm doing, which is very important.
Yeah. All right, Doug, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings tonight, but we talk about short-handed breakaway, and obviously you like the Flyers play a great game tonight, 5-on-5, power play, which has been better, short-handed, Michkov, everybody playing well. What's it like when you're out there and you're on the power play and you give up the puck and the other team's got a short-handed breakaway and all you can do is watch? You're praying for the goalie to make the save. You know that you made the mistake. What's that like?
Well, you just read my mind, actually. You guys were just talking about that. Yeah. It's like, Bernie, and you're going down the ice, and you're going, come on.
I saw Doug quite a few times in his career. The guy goes on the breakaway, and he got on his knees, and he's praying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Get on the knees and pray.
Praying to, like, Pelly Lindbergh and Ron Hextall. Ronnie.
Yeah.
What's it like, Doug, when you play a bad game, when you're outshot 37-12, play a terrible game all around, and your goalie just stands on his head, and you win 1-0? What's that like?
Well, that's awesome, and like Bernie said, that builds the confidence every day when you count on your goalie. He's that good, and he's winning when you guys don't. And then he had to go extra to do that without the team in front of him. But in the long run, that's the journey to the Stanley Cup when that starts happening.
Well, Bernie, you took that journey 2 times, and you're a humble guy, but you played plenty of games with the Broad Street Bullies where they didn't play well, and because the other team couldn't score, they couldn't win, and you did. What's it like when you know, and you're going to talk about the team, but you got an ego too. I want to bring your ego out of you. What's it like when you steal one for your team?
Well, I was born with a lot of talent.
It comes out.
You know what? In my mind, I've always said this, and I'm going to repeat this. Lord, I need your help.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if you're asking for the Lord's help and the other team's asking for the Lord's help? I'm not sure if the Lord's a hockey fan or not, but the other team's praying also.
Well, you know what? You can't worry about how the other team plays. You worry about how you play.
Praying.
That's right.
Yeah. Praying.
Praying, yeah.
Pray, yeah.
So, Doug, who's the
But I
Lord
mean,
help?
getting aside, you know what? We learn, and you know, you're the same too. You know, you're playing a good team. You respect the team. Number one, it's very important, respect it. But at the same time, hey, respect us too, because we're good, man.
Exactly.
You know, it's very, very important.
Big
All right,
time.
Doug, one thing we haven't gotten to this show yet, and I don't think Torts is in any kind of trouble. I mean, he's in his third year. I don't think it's any time near for Torts to go. He's got to get this team in gear. He will get it in gear. He's a very good coach. Yeah. You played for Mike Keenan. We always hear about the flame burning after coaches. There's a certain time where they kick you in the butt enough time that you just don't listen anymore. Did that time, whether it's happening for Torts or not, now or 10 years from now, did that happen with Mike Keenan, where at some point the message stopped mattering?
Well, I think, you know, I wasn't here when I think, you know, Mike was let go a year or two later, I guess. But I guess there is a certain window for the, you know, Torts. I haven't played for him. I know Mike pretty good. I mean, there could be a lot of differences that are in the dressing room and et cetera than Mike. But, you know, there's always a case for that. Fresh air, it's like, you know, you can't coach forever on the same team. I just know John did a great job in Tampa, you know, winning with Vinny LeCalve, his franchise player, and St. Louis.
Who's the best coach you ever played for?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Mike.
But Mike was the best at the team and our system and everything. But then you get like Phil Jackson or something who there's more creative type of thing, and then you have system hockey coaches. I think the way I did is I probably had a little OCD. I watched the puck all the time, and I had to play the puck a lot. And Brad picked up for that by taking the man and blocking shots, so we worked good. Obviously, I lean towards moving the puck and
you're the offensive guy,
offensive stuff. But you know, you learn from everything.
Bernie, what made Fred Ciro great? I know about his sayings. He was a guy of wisdom, but what made him great? What made him win 2 Stanley Cups with you guys? What was the one thing that you would tell people was unique to Fred Ciro?
Well, Fred Ciro was, you know what, a very creative individual. Very, very creative. But and at the same time, you know, what I shared before, you know, he was a team coach. You know, not 1 or 2 players or whatever, he was a team. And how many times he would share something in the dressing room, then he would walk out, and then we have to reflect on what he said,
right.
and then move from there. It was a great leader, a great friend, you know, and he played some hockey himself, and the combination was just incredible.
All right, I played some hockey myself too.
And he had a great goalie too.
Yeah. Geez.
With Bobby Taylor?
Bobby Taylor, yeah.
There we are. Doug, you going to be down at the Wells Fargo Center this weekend?
What was that?
You going down to the Wells Fargo Center this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to try to hit the game. It was a great opening night. I was there.
Yep.
You know.
Scoreless.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get one at home this weekend. They need for the fans to buy the tickets, to buy in, to be excited. Got to get a home win.
I quickly here, we share this. They have a good team.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they have a great team. Let's be patient. Everything will get together.
All right, we'll
see. They work hard. The effort's there, you know. Well, sometimes the effort's not working for the win rate yet, but they got tremendous effort.
2 guys we had in the show last year, Nick Seeler and Noah Cates, in the lineup tonight. Hopefully they'll work hard. Michkov will get something down in Washington. The second leg of the back-to-back. The Flyers will get it done and turn the corner. And hopefully it starts tonight, guys. Had a great time as always. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Paul.
Mr. Perrant?
Thanks,
I
Paul.
hate to say this, but you're awesome, buddy.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but you're the best goalie I've seen with the Broad Street Bullies. Bernie Parent has been our co-host tonight. We love him. Be back a lot throughout the year. Doug Crossman, our guest. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate it. Next week we'll have Joe Watson from Malvern. You'll be there, Bernie, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And by the way, I want to say this. Anybody listening, and they'd love to have somebody to represent the company or whatever, Doug would be the best guy to do it.
Doug Crossman.
Yeah.
Call me, call Doug. We'll put you in touch. We love Doug Crossman.
Thanks, yeah.
And we love you, and thank
Appreciate
you for listening. Thank you for coming out tonight, everybody. Brianna O'Neill produced this fine program. Stephen Lawler back at the station. Great job, buddy. This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross from Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill. Until next week, I'm Paul Jolovitz for Bernie and Doug. Go Flyers!
Yes.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W2.